Hello, Horatio. It's Tuesday. It's been a weird day. So far I've attempted this a few times and it's sort of failed. So here's why Tuesday has been weird so far. Um, my cats got spayed, which was a huge deal for me because I feel like I just became a parent for the first time, and I was like, my God, will they live? And I even called the vet to make sure post-op that they were okay, and I'm pretty sure the vet thinks I'm crazy. And the second thing that happened today was that Bioshock Infinite is playable today, and I have been playing the fuck out of it. And I've been geeking out super duper duper hard because it is as good as I wanted it to be, and way cooler than I imagined it would be. Which is a very difficult thing, I think, when you've had two very successful games in the past. Well, maybe one. Very successful in the past, and you have to live up to like a whole standard of things. But I really like. I'm geeking out. I'm geeking out really hard, really hard. But I feel like I'm gonna reserve that for. I feel like I'm gonna reserve that for another time, or maybe just do like a separate conversation about that so that I can geek out more. So you had two questions for me. The first one, which I really liked, and have like horrible news for you, is how I felt about the Mass Effect endings and their readings. And I unfortunately will say that I did not enjoy the ending, which is not a surprise. And I didn't even care about the readings of the endings because I felt like I just needed to accept that it was bad, and that I could feel bad. And that's how I felt about Mass Effect, in a nutshell. Plus, it came around the time that I was playing a lot of other games that had these I had very interesting experiences with endings of video games that involve choice or really interesting narrative structures like Amnesia, and I feel like I lost something in that my reading of those endings should have been different, and so I felt like my enjoyment of the game suffered a little bit in retrospect because of that, and maybe that's something that I'm experiencing with Mass Effect as well. The second question, which you didn't ask on your vlog, but I was really happy you asked about, was, and this is good, this is awesome, maybe I'll even try to do a thing for this later, was how does the format of the vlog change what I say? Or how I say it, or how I talk. And the answer is that it's still really early for me to be able to determine whether or not it's having a mass effect. Oh God, I just laughed really, really, really loudly at my own joke. But it is having a great effect on anything yet because it's still very early for me and everything seems very new. And I feel like I'm acting the way that I would with people, which is that I'll probably go through like bursts of really excited things, and then I'll probably like calm down and talk about things more seriously and stuff like that. I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. But I feel like the reason why I say that I don't think it's had a great effect on anything for me yet is because of the way that I ended the last vlog, which is was a very personal statement, and B, I think it's something that I would say without thinking in real life, thinking that it would never be stored and used in some other way sometime to embarrass me in the future. And I think that that's okay. I kind of want to get comfortable with the idea that I can talk on the vlog the way that I would want to be able to talk in person and make jokes and stuff like that. And this goes back to the whole idea of uncertainty. I know that we're getting a little bit forward in the minute, so I'm going to try and make it run a little bit smaller. As I do way too many gestures and eat up way too much time. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was going to say now because I just got caught up in how weird I speak. Yeah, I don't remember now. But it does go back. Oh, yes, okay. See, it's just like talking to me in real life. I do feel like this has a lot to do with the whole digital to analog, analog to digital, and how we are coping with and handling it and stuff like that. I think what's interesting is that some work has been done, but not enough work has been done on how people with neuroses or people in general react to having their life super stored. Everything is a lot more uncertain in some regard because choices are sort of limitless now to some, aspect. And on the other hand, you now have a database of stuff. Things can be collected, and they don't necessarily have to be deleted. And even if you delete something, who's to say that somebody else hasn't saved it and used it somewhere or kept it for some other reason, right? So I feel like the way that the vlog is going to work for me is that I'll probably do very little censoring. I would like to start committing and being certain and just kind of doing it. And to that end, I have a question for you. So my question for you is that if you had to leave a voicemail message for yourself, right? What's the word that anyway, voicemail message, something that other people will hear when they call your voicemail, whatever that is. What would your message be if you didn't have to worry about the consequences? If you didn't have to think about who might call you in the future, what message would you leave? So that's my question for you. If you were wondering, mine would be that I never check my voicemail, and so I must have been murdered. If you are checking my voicemail, and that you should clear my browser history. That would be mine. Anyway,